going on, football fans, and welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Birds, where now we're going to treat ourselves in this playoff clinching celebratory week by looking at Jordan Mailata tape, one of the highlights of the week, definitely. Now, Mailata is the third highest ranked offensive tackle in the NFL by PFF, but on this channel, we focus on the video. So let's get right to it. This is a very impressive rep by Mailata, and I kind of want to show this one here in wide view, because then you have an idea of what's going on here. So here we're gonna go outside run here. We're stretching to the right side. So Mailata's job is not to sprint over here or do anything crazy. His job is to get his outside shoulder on the defensive end and then run with him and make sure that he's cutting off the lane backwards from him to the backside. And then if he's meeting anything in front of him as he's going to that side, he's gonna release from that defensive end, come up and give that a shove. So right here, he's coming up. He's not easy to move. He's pushing this guy with his outside arm 10 yards downfield. Then as soon as this guy's going to cross face, he's going to turn, push to see if he can get two guys at once. So all in all, just impressive that he's moving his guy, basically working half arm downfield. We see it right here. He's going to have to catch his guy. His guy's lined up to the inside of him. Good steps out here, good quick steps. Outside arm, work it upfield. Then he sees the guy crossing, and then he turns and starts to push here. So just a massive block. Good combination work here on Jonathan Allen by Landon and Jordan. So Landon's first going to give him a pop. Then he's going to work up against Cole Holcomb. Jordan Mailata is going to continuously shove Jonathan Allen away from there, opening a beautiful gap right in between Jordan and Landon, right up in there in the B gap. Good push. Let's just take a moment to appreciate this rep here from Landon and Jordan. We're going on an outside outside zone here. So their job is to go to come outside of the guy, reach block them, and then get him inside. So when you're reach blocking, so Jordan here, he's going to go reach block on Casey Tuhill here. So he's going to go outside of him, seal him off inside, and that is going to allow Landon Dickerson to take over on him. So when they're coming out here, he's getting him pushed so much inside that Landon can take over and continuously seal him off to the inside. In that way, Jordan Mailata can take over the next guy, the next first guy he sees here, which is 51, and give him a good push. Another read power, and we're going to have Landon and Jordan pulling to the opposite side here. Tremendous job by both. Landon kicking out the defensive end in 57. Mailata coming out and destroying 57 with or 55, that is, with Dallas Goedert, and get about 5-6 yards. Tough yards running there, with Jordan Howard just plowing through. So we got a power option for Jalen Hurts, something they ran a lot of with Landon Dickerson and Jordan Mailata in prior games, and we see it again here. And Jordan Mailata is going to be pulling to the side. He's going to be keying for Cole Holcomb here, as he's going to shoot up for his gap. And his block on Cole is just dominant. I mean, push him back 10 yards, gets him all the way out of bounds and then further down the field. But of course, since the defensive end is crashing, Jalen Hurts is going to keep the ball relevantly, as he should right here. So Casey Tuhill is going to be crashing in here with the running back, keeps it himself. Very good block by Mailata. Good job on this rep here. His pass steps, very relevant to Casey's movement, and as he's trying to go upfield here, he is countering that a little bit. So he's trying to inside fake, does not get faked by it at all. Good contact on him as soon as he tries to get that bull rush in there. Take a look at that one more time. So his pass steps are not going to be affected by the moving here from Casey. Good hand placement, good hat placement. Stalls his momentum. Not quite sure who he is going up against in 56 here, but a very good pass drop that we see from him here. And he's just going to go way, way, way upfield. And Mailata just flips his hips at the perfect time here, drives him upfield, so he has him in good position to avoid the counter move inside. Split zone here, Mailata does not have anyone to his right side, so he's going to shoot straight up for the second level defender here in 51. Very good job here of coming up in balance on this rep here. So once again, the linebackers usually a little bit faster than offensive linemen. Not sure in this case, but and so when he comes up here, it's important for him to shimmy down, break down, then get the engage on with his hands, and then he can drive afterwards. And he does exactly that. Gets the engage, extends his arms, and then just drives him. So good job by Mailata there, getting to the second level. Tremendous rep here against the outside rusher. First, he's just going to get the initial engage here. Then he's going to try to counter and go upfield. Mailata resets his hands. He's keeping his feet moving, shuffling a little bit instead of all these, stepping over your own feet. So reshuffle his hands. Now he's trying to go inside. He's trying to counter and trying to swim a little bit. Mailata sets his feet once again, set his hands. So really 3 good counters here from Mailata, or at least 3 good taking on 3 good reps of taking on the rush here. And counters the counter move twice. 57 against Mailata this time, trying to go way upfield. Some very good drop or pass steps here by Mailata, getting depth and continuously respecting the inside, and then driving him upfield. Power once again with Mailata and Dickerson pulling to the right side of our screen right here, and these guys are they're so good at these power plays and getting out there and just moving people. Mailata hitting the linebacker extremely well here and letting up that crease right in the middle. Unfortunately, Jordan Howard steps on Mailata's foot and slips. Otherwise, that's just a highway into the end zone. So just focus on Mailata this time here, coming up here, meeting the linebacker in the gap. Boom. Beautiful rep. Good engage by Mailata here in this pass rep. So he's going to take a step lateral here and meet the defender a little bit. So that's one of the options. Either you take your pass steps relative to what the defensive end, how he's rushing, or you're going to engage out there initially. He's taking these small quick steps as he's getting out there, so he doesn't leave the inside susceptible as he's getting out there. And then get his hand on him, and as soon as he gets the hands on him, strong arms to just keep him right in front of him. Good play by Mailata here. We're gonna go with an outside run here to the left side here. We're gonna power left with Nate Herbig pulling. Worked very well against the Giants last week. So Mailata's job is just gonna be seal blocking to the inside here of the defensive tackle and Jonathan Allen. He does that perfectly here. He's gonna seal him. He's gonna take him and then turn him facing inside. Boom. Very good job right here. Not a holding. Just a good block. Wham blocks on the offensive line. So we're going to have, I believe it's Jack Stoll. Is going to skip in between Jordan Mailata here and take over the defensive tackle. Mailata's going to shoot outside here. First going to give a hand on Casey Toohill. Good job of him of reading that he's getting too much outside here, and then move up for the second level defender and hits in the DB there. There's a dominant pass rep here from Mailata working against Casey Toohill. Outside step, lateral step to begin with. Small steps, so he continues to respect the inside. Good hand placement on him, blocks him out of the screen. Beautiful. We got split zone to the right side. And so what we're going to see, Jordan Mailata is going to be blocking up here on Jonathan Allen. He's going to be leaning a little bit too much forward. This isn't something we usually see from Mailata, but it does on this rep here. And when you want to have a balance of leaning and driving and being in control at the same time, because if you lean too much forward and you get out of bounds, then the defensive lineman can utilize that in terms of pulling you downfield, and then he swims across. But also, if you're in good control, like if you find that perfect balance, when he's trying to swim across of you, when he's pulling and then trying to swim, he's leaving himself exposed, and then you can drive him even more downfield. So Jonathan Allen is a really good defensive lineman, so he knows a lot of this, and he wins on that rep. Once again here, a little bit of too much lean against Jonathan Allen. So right here we're going with the reverse for I believe it's for Jalen Reagor. So Mailata here going to shoot up a little bit over balance there. Very good swim move by Jonathan Allen, and Mailata gets too much overextended on the play. RPO, so essentially playing this as a zone to the left from Mailata here against the defensive end. Good engage on him. Boom, lift him up, have him in control. So on the immaculate Jalen Hurts play, we're going to see some a stunt here from the Washington D-line to the left side, where the defensive end is going to go inside. Mailata sees that here, and then he's going to take over the defensive tackle who's coming out here in 94. So initially he's going to work upfield here. It becomes a little bit of a clusterfuck for Mailata to begin with. So his initial step or move is just to get him upfield as much as possible. But he has his feet turned here, so it's not as crisp as when he see him drop into a clear pass. A pass position or pass block position, and then turn his hips. So here it becomes a little bit more chaotic, I'd say. And then he's getting pulled a little bit out of balance and has to come back for his guy, and then he's scrambling out. So I think it's an okay job. It's chaotic, and it demands a lot of discipline on your footwork when you have a guy stunting to the outside, and then you have to pick him up while maintaining good footwork. So I think he makes the most of it on this rep, but it's a tough one. I think there's some miscommunication here. I think this is actually supposed to be a split zone, but Jordan is gonna kick out block here on Casey Tuhill on the backside. Well, Jack Stoll is gonna come here. Jack Stoll is surprised that he isn't taking over the defensive end, so he's sort of late here, looking for 51 instead, and so he comes in there and makes the tackle. So the block in itself by Mailata on this play is really good. It gets good hand placement on Casey Tuhill out here to the outside. Boom, good hand placement, lift him up, and he keep good firm grasp of him so you can't get him away from your frame, not being called a holding here. We see here Jack Stoll is immediately looking up like, what the? I actually don't mind this rip from Mailata too much. We're going to have the stunt on the defensive line, so he's going to pass on the defensive end inside. Going to give him a little bit of a shove here, so it takes away some of his momentum, makes it easier for the inside offensive lineman picking him up. And then he's getting one out here in, I believe, Jimmy Davis maybe, I don't know. And he's just going to work him upfield here in good control. And then Lane Dickerson misses on his guy, and then Jalen Hurts just makes a beautiful play. I really like this rep here. Where once again we're zone blocking to the left side. We saw the reps against Jonathan Allen where he gets caught a little bit unbalanced. So this is what it's supposed to look like. So he's coming out here with these small steps. And then his engage comes, and he's starting to drive and drive and drive. See, this is perfect because on the other reps, what we saw is him launching into Jonathan Allen. Here he's taking step, and then he meets him, and as soon as he does that, it's just drive, full go, and then he replaces his hands even when Casey is trying to push pull him. This was a tough one. Not sure who it's against. The initial steps here are okay, and then he's getting the engage on him and has been in a good position. But the problem is, as soon as this guy is starting to bull rush Mailata, his right foot is in front of him, starting to go backwards. So when he's getting pushed, his heel is going to go into the ground, and then he's going to get he's going to unbalance and trip backwards, and that is going to leave a QB hurry there on Hurts. A little bit surprised, it seems here from Mailata that Casey is going to go outside as fast as he is. It's a good rep from Casey, as his upfield move is explosive and it is fast right here. You could tell on Mailata that he doesn't expect him to come upfield as fast as he does. So when he's turning his hips here, he's a little bit late. It's not bad. Like, he's in position to push him upfield. And Hurts irrelevantly steps out the pocket. There's any extra pressure, so it's going to look worse because they're going to have the extra free rusher right there in front of him as he's coming back. Because otherwise, if this dude was gone, then you would have a good pocket there. So Mailata would actually do the relevant thing. So once again, here we have defensive end working way upfield, way upfield, and Mailata does a good job of turning here. We're 10 yards from the line of scrimmage at this point, and he continuously drives him upfield. Now we're even further. And the inside of the pocket is going to be pushed back so much that Jalen Hurts is going to be escaping out the pocket. And it's a good thing he does it, not because Joe Mailata doesn't do what he needs to do, but simply because the interior of the offensive line is getting pushed that much back into him. Excellent job here working against the defensive end here, trying to get to the edge here. Here you see exactly when the pass steps are becoming very deep here. He's 6-7 yards off the line of scrimmage at this point, and then he's turning, and then he's going to reach around with his outside arm, pushing him upfield, getting him to the ground. Beautiful rep. So you could really tell that Mailata was going up against one of the better defensive tackles in the NFL, and Jonathan Allen, in terms of utilizing hands and speed, sort of the way Aaron Donald does it, where when he's going up against more bigger, stronger defensive tackle, he's going to win because he's a big, strong mammoth, basically. But there's a massive difference between when he is outside blocking and when he's inside blocking. He's very, very disciplined in his outside steps when he's going to block defensive ends and when he's pulling. Then when he's going outside blocking, he takes those small steps and then engage and then drive. When he's pulling, you can see that he's been taught properly to take broad strides when you're getting out there, and then shimmy up when you're getting to the guy you need to block, and then hit that and hit the block. When you're going inside, you can see there's a little bit more of a lean to it. And usually it works. I haven't seen him get beat too many times by this season, previous seasons. But when you're going up against like top tier NFL defensive tackles, they're really good at using their hands, using their explosiveness, like a Jonathan Allen. And sometimes you're gonna get beat. We saw that a couple times in this game too. So not flawless, but who would expect that at this point? He is way beyond the curve of what is expected of him, and one of our favorites. Yeah. Next video.